Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. How is everybody today? Good, I hope. It's been an incredible day. You guys got your coffee? You ready for coffee talk? I am Alice Burbaugh of Authentically Alice, and thank you for sharing. And I am a psychic intuitive, and a lot of people who follow me wonder how it is I do what I do, and I keep telling them that I'm nothing special and we all have our gifts. And I kind of use coffee talks to help us all understand and, you know, learn to stand in our own power instead of opening your energy to people who know how to use it, let's say. I'm one of those that kind of likes to give you guys your power instead of depending on others. Because we all have gifts. We all have divine gifts. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a lot of drop frames on Streamlabs again. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to try and keep up with both Streamlabs in here. But one of the things that I do... Okay, I'm not doing psychic readings, guys, tonight. I'm here today to teach you how to understand that you're here for a reason and you should be listening to your own intuition. Like, Riley, if you pursue Nate, what do you think is going to happen? What's holding you back? Why are you afraid? Felix, why do you want S to return? Do you think he's going to return, or she? This is all stuff that... Good. Wow. You know, everything you're asking about is symptoms of a bigger problem. Haley, if Autumn's not going to be loyal to you, and it doesn't work out, will it be the end of the world? Or will you be able to embrace the experience no matter what it's going to be? Exactly, Riley. Self-doubt. Exactly. Let's see what's going on here. Huh. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. Anyway. So, you guys, here's the deal. How about if instead of worrying about all these other people and all these other things, we start working on ourselves? Because when we start working on ourselves, we don't worry as much. Yes, pushes you to do better things. That's the whole idea here. We need to really we need to really concentrate on what we're here to do and not what other people are doing. Sorry, Wiccan Witch, I'm kind of busy. I think it's kind of funny. Okay, so somebody's dragging down the internet. Michelle, I feel like if you worry about it, you're probably going to have complications, but if you know that you're in good hands and you believe that, then you're going to be just fine. And that's the magic of the power that you have, honestly. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, I don't have time to worry about it either. Something's messing with the internet. So, yes, exactly. What do you think, sweetheart? I mean, do you think you need to let go of you and Drew together, the idea of you and Drew together again? What does it feel like to you? I mean, if you're worried about it, that means that we're not having faith in it, and we don't have faith in it for a reason. Listen to your inner self. So, I mean, I can tell you the answer. Just by you being here, I can tell you the answer. And quite honestly, guys, you don't need to depend on somebody else. You already have the answers within you. But it's good to get validation, so... And that's basically what I'm here to do, is that validation. Wow, YouTube. Huh. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, my internet is not moving. Honey, your dad's never far away. All you have to do is go into your mind and heart. Sit on a bench in a park somewhere. Picture your dad coming to you and sit down and talk to him. See what happens. You'd be surprised. I don't know if you're gonna romantically reconcile. That'll be up to you. Of course they do. Of course they do. My dad visits me more now that he's passed than what I ever saw before that, honestly. Okay, I'm just gonna say Streamlabs sucks. I gotta close this down and reopen it. Oh, it's really stuck. Anyway. Guys, I'm not gonna answer the questions about who you're worried about thinking about you. Okay? I'm not here for that tonight. I'm here to talk about spirit and the truth of it. I am here to help people understand that they can stand in their own power. I am not and will not call your life shots. Nobody should call your life shots but you, sweetheart. Hello, Zena. Hello, beautiful. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs, but I'm not getting out on YouTube, and you know what? I don't care. We'll just go TikTok tonight. Seriously. Anyway. Give me just a second so I can see what y'all are saying. Now, I want to talk about the crazes going on right now. Because it's really, not the funnest thing. I've heard a lot of talk. It's kind of like how many got caught in the twin flame BS, and how many people got caught in, is getting caught in the chosen one BS. I want you guys to be careful, seriously, with what you're believing. Thank you, Kev. Don't get on the bandwagons. Please don't get on the bandwagons. A lot of them are going to lead you nowhere. You are? Sorry to break it to us. What makes you think you're chosen, Halif? Wait, tell me why you feel chosen. Been led by what? I mean, just curious. Ego, Michelle says. You know you don't think? I'm not asking you that. What are you led by? Where does this come from? I mean, are you special? Are you special, more special than anybody else? Okay. Good for you. No? Okay. Good for you again. That's what I mean. Explain how you see the chosen. That you claim it so proudly, because, you could call me chosen, but not because God stuck his hand down and said, oh, look, you're special. Because we're all the same spirit. Yes. Yes. We've all been through fire right now. I mean, we're all going through fire too. And we all have the same piece of that divine creation within us. Now, the difference between some of us is it's guided us to a point where we never really fit in. There's always been something a little different. It's the kind of perspective that kind of makes life hard because, you know, I've had a covenant with Spirit since I was 6 years old. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't steal. And don't make a victim of the innocent. Alright? Don't allow victimization of innocence to happen. Okay? Because a lot of people don't understand, you know, a lot of good people out there, really good people, really good heart and souls, that have really bad things happen to them. And it makes them doubt, and it makes them hurt. And it makes them reach out. And let me just say that a lot of other good-meaning people that they reach out to might not exactly have your best interest at heart sometimes. They may think they do, but sometimes they're more interested in helping because it helps them in some way feel better. Does that make sense? Which, nothing is wrong with any of that, okay? That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that we all have a little bit of hurt inside us, and we have this heart inside us from like the moment almost we're born. And the reason we do is because when we get into this body, and we volunteer for this shit, believe it or not, when we come into this body, we're so used to being such a part of Spirit that it literally is painful just to be born. That's our first separation, let's say. That's our first abandonment issue. However, it's not an abandonment issue because we're never abandoned. Spirit is the only thing that comes with you into this life. And it's the only thing you're going to leave with. And everybody says, why has Spirit abandoned me? Oh no, honey, Spirit won't abandon you. Will never abandon you. What we do is we choose our ego over the straight path. And we kind of abandon the truth of our spirit. But it doesn't help when we get born and we get into life. When we get into life, we start going to church and being the pious little good boy and girl, and they keep telling us that we're not worthy of the glories of Spirit. That we're not worthy. And you know, I don't know about you, but when I heard that, did anybody else have a little problem with that? You know, I'm not worthy. Well, okay. That may be according to you, but something tells me that, you know, when Spirit put that little piece of Him inside of me and trusted me, the little tiny baby that I was, with that Spirit, that little piece of Him, that kind of told me He judged me at that point to be very much worthy. But see, by telling you you're not worthy, they're able to take that Spirit from you and put it up on a throne up here somewhere. And tell you that you have to work for what's already yours. And that kind of thing I have a little issue with. Because I don't think Spirit is stupid at all. And I just happen to believe that if I wasn't worthy, I wouldn't be here. So, you know, I kind of have a different view of worthiness. And worthiness is something that we create as well by our actions every day. You know? If you're not feeling worthy, what is it that's making you not worthy? What's making you feel not worthy? Quit it. It's that simple. You know? I hope you have a great Monday too, you guys. Is there any questions you guys have? Because I'm so excited. I mean, we are on the precipice of a whole new world. When COVID came about, it drove a lot of us and gave us the opportunity to really look within and try to see the bigger picture with everything that was going on. And so, if there were controllers at work, it kind of worked against them. And it's brought us to searching for something bigger and better, and really feeling the bigger and better inside of us. And I see so many people reaching out to embrace their specialness. Of course. You guys, your passed on loved ones, they just don't have a meat suit, you know? They don't have the physical anymore. And let me tell you something. Let's talk about this, all you guys who have passed on loved ones. This is so important for you to know, okay? They don't miss us. Because they can see us, they can feel us, they can do a little tap dance in front of us and run around naked and all that stuff, and it won't matter if they want to. Unlike us, we may not be able to see them, but they're right here. And sometimes when you're going through your day, and this is how I want to tell you they're with you, and this kind of proves it. Manifesting new love, that's easy. Become the love that you seek. You guys, manifesting, let me get to that next, okay? When you're going through your day and something just suddenly reminds you of somebody that's passed on, it's because they're there with you. They're saying hi. Yes, feathers is another thing. You'll find things in weird places. Like my nephew leaves me puzzle pieces. Because before he passed on, he was 5 when he passed on, we used to do puzzles together, and he used to know that it aggravated me not to be able to find that last piece. And so he'd hide it. He'd like put it in his pocket, and he'd be like, you know, kind of snickering in his little cute way. And it would be like a little game we play, and every now and then I find single puzzle pieces, and it brings me to say, hi, Brian, because, you know, they never really leave us. As long as we have that love in our heart, we're keeping them alive. Literally, we're keeping them alive. So, Lori, is that you? Lori? Milo? I don't know. Anyway, so our loved ones that are passed on are never far away. They just feel far away because we're kind of locked in at this time to this understanding of reality. But there's so much more. So much more. So, do our loved ones miss us when they pass on? No. Do we miss them? Yes, but we only miss the physical of them, because as long as we have that love in our heart, they're still alive. And we keep them alive. And we are their legacy. So, honor them. Okay? Crystal, I'm not doing readings tonight, honey. And yes, I can answer you. They're a soulmate. Everybody that comes into your life is a soulmate. Hello. Now, there's all kinds of soulmates. Be careful what you ask. Aw. Well, it's a true thought. Because we're their legacy here on earth. All the important stuff that they gave to us is not anything physical. Seriously, they may leave you property, this and that everybody fights over, but their true legacy lives right here. Okay? Let the people have this stuff. Right here and right here. Those are the true gifts. Those are the eternal gifts. Those are the ones that never go away. Those are the ones you have the ability to carry. But I'll also tell you this. All the stuff that you planned on doing that you didn't get to, do them anyway. Because for every victory you have, they're having it with you. Alright? It's not like, oh, I can't do this because they're not here and we planned that together. No, go do that. Because you're going to be doing it together. And they're going to be happy. Just like they would be if they were here. And they're going to be happy for you. They don't want us to be sad. They don't want us to be upset. They don't want us to miss out. Okay? So live. That would be their message. Live. Live for both of us. I am there. Now, manifesting. Ay, 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 ay. Boy, do we fuck that up. Literally. Pardon my F-bombs, me and Elijah, what can I say? Do you guys remember when that book, The Secret, came out and everybody was into the power of the mind, the power of the mind, the power of the mind, and it's like, yeah, what do you want to manifest? Because the instant you go look for something like that, you're already messing up. Because you're admitting that you don't have. Alright? Right there. Oops. Because as long as you're manifesting from a sense of lack, like I want, which that phrase, I want, almost makes me angry. And you know, anger is okay too, because it's actually 25 megahertz above I want. I'm angry is actually 25 megahertz above I want. Yet we're taught to want, and that it's okay. Desire is okay. This and that's okay. Let me tell you what's okay. If you can picture something, Bruce Lee once said that in his book Jeet Kune Do, the secret isn't about concentrating on breaking the board. The secret is being grateful that your hand is already through the board. Feel that moment like it's already happened. Feel the victory. Feel how you would feel and be grateful in that moment like it's already happened. Don't want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when I want, it means I don't have. When I don't have, your subconscious knows I lack. So what are you telling the universe? Because your subconscious is actually what does the magic. So what we program into our subconscious is actually what we're manifesting from. So, I want means that I lack. Don't think about what you want. Think about how grateful you are for already having it. It's already out there for you. It's already out there for you. It's already yours. But it's not if you want it, because if you want it, you lack it. Trust me when I say this. magic happens when you understand, number one, that you are worthy. You are. And number two, that it's meant for you. And it's just right there. That's how you manifest. All right? That's a responsible manifestation. Now, the best way, I'm all into co-creation. I kind of been talking about co-creation for years now, and now it's on a bandwagon thing. It's a good thing. It's finally happening. People said I was crazy for years. That's okay. In this fucked up world, go ahead and call me crazy. I consider it a compliment. Go ahead. No problem. Thank you. But when we start co-creating with each other, that's great. That's responsible co-creation. When you have two or like minds getting together and manifesting, you're going to do one of two things, because we're all magical and we're all constantly manifesting, whether we know it or not. And what we're doing is we're manifesting the truth of our divine connection. All right? So, when two or more people get together in a like mind, they're either going to do one or two things. They're going to create miracles, divine miracles, by co-creating with the universe, or they're going to create egotistical mayhem by not co-creating with the universe, but co-creating out of ego. And the truth of things is like this. People think that magically things come out of thin air, but when you're manifesting in the universe, there's more than just this reality. So the universe is kind of like a jar of jelly. Let's just say, it's, you know, even though it's eternal, you can't move something from one side of the jar to the other side of the jar and make it bigger. All right? So basically what we're doing is we're rearranging things. We're rearranging things out of what's already available. Now, in saying that, we think that we're rearranging things just in this reality. But we are part of a much bigger picture. All right? There's so many layers. Sometimes when we manifest out of ego, we're taking away from something that somebody else is supposed to have. So if we don't manifest properly and co-create with the universe, sometimes we create some karma. Unknowingly, because we don't think about the truth of things like energy. People don't understand their own energy. Did you know? The first law of energy is, once it's created, it can't be destroyed. It only changes. So, that means that every bit of energy that is, was, or will ever be has already been. And let me tell you how amazing you are and why you don't need people like me, okay? Have you guys ever heard of atomic memory? By any chance? It's basically, atomic memory means that every single atom has a memory of everything that it's been. It's an energetic memory. It's how, like, you've heard about the ghosts and imprints on houses where it's kind of like a record player and same thing happens every night at the same time. Well, it's kind of like that. And these atoms are kind of like a hologram. And I don't know if you know anything about holograms, but each little cell of it has all the blueprints to create itself again. All right? So every single atom that's ever been in eternity has been something, right? Whether it's on this plane, another plane, whatever. And it remembers everything that it's been all through eternity. So everything one atom's been through eternity that's now inside your body, you now have access to that wisdom. And you don't even know it. Now here's the even more amazing thing. Well, here's the thing about the past, present, and future. It's all happening at the same time, because there is, the truth of eternity is time is a man-made construct of man, okay? Eternity doesn't have, yes, at the same time. It's just on another plane of existence that we see as a past, because it helps us organize things. Time is actually a misery program. And I can't unpack it all here. It's so simple. It's crazy. The truth of everything is so simple that we have a hard time grasping it. We literally have a hard time grasping it because it's so simple, and we get so complicated by the things we're told we're supposed to be, and that we don't understand all the things that we could. People are so busy telling us what we can't be, which you won't hear those can't. I don't use that word. I'm just using it for example. Forgive me. But whoever tells us all the things that we can be. Now, back to the atom. You know, one of those little atoms in there are probably smarter than we ever dreamed of being. How many of those do you think you have in your body? Trillions? Trillions of them. Trillions. Do you know how fucking smart you are? I do, and I have faith in you. Boomba, baby. Now, plus, the sooner you guys get this, guess what? I'll get to retire on my little mountain and do my art and not have to talk so much, because I'm actually an INFJ and I'm very introverted. But here I am. No one else has ever talked about this. Well, see, I don't know where Haji went, but that chosen one stuff, I have a bit of a different view than most people. It's very unique. I've never really met anybody yet with my views, which is why I'm here. Like I said, truth is simple, and it's very innocent. And even though I'm 56, I'm probably one of the biggest children you'll ever meet. And because of that ability to embrace my innocence with the don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and don't make a victim of innocence. Don't allow the victimization of innocence, because that is your divine connection. Honestly. Yes. As long as you're a divine child and not a divine brat, okay? Because some of us that we're kind of, from trauma, we're kind of stuck in an immature phase, alright? There's a difference between being able to embrace the vision and the innocence of a child and being traumatized into being a child. And we'll talk about trauma here in a minute. Okay? No, it's not. Actually, it's really easy to overcome. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. And every healer out there is going to hate me, because I'm so tired of people spending money on something they already have the wisdom within them to fix. Right. For most, it's not, because we're again, we're jumping on the bandwagons of what we need to do, but all we need to do is see it clearly, which we'll talk about that, like I said, in a minute. Y'all are getting on some really good subjects, and I get really excited. Let's get back to the innocence, okay? You think about the innocence of a child, and they have the ability to be so raw and so real. We could actually, as adults, learn so much from our children. You know, we sit down and think, oh, we gotta shape our children. We should be letting our children shape us, because we've been programmed. I mean, we've been programmed, and we're just now stepping out of the program. A lot of the beliefs that's been going on, like silence is golden. No, honey, silence is deadly. Communication is what gets the job done. Being able to talk to each other and see our emotions for what they are. They're supposed to be directionals and signposts, not stop signs. You know? Not stop signs. And yet we live in so much fear of our emotions. And we've been lied to so much about our emotions being weak. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's evident. If our emotions were so weak, why is that little brat, traumatized child still kicking your whole life's ass? I mean, Occam's razor. Come on. Yes. Dark and light. And that's another thing I want to talk about. You know, dark and light. Hey, we like to judge it, and they're both there for a divine reason. Okay? And once you get a handle on not judging, because the old Indian tale, you know, which wolf are you going to feed? Okay, if you have two wolves inside you, they're there, number one, for a reason. Alright? They both have wisdom. So why are you hating half of yourself? Why are we not feeding both wolves so that we become pack mentality? Why are we not using the wisdom and trusting ourselves? Both dark and light. Because let me tell you what, there's some of those dark wisdoms that's all some people understand. And if you don't know how to understand how to use that properly when you need to, you will become a victim. So, one of the things that we need to do is get a handle on the truth of us and what amazingly fucking strong beings we truly are. And this is the kind of stuff that they don't want us to know, because as soon as we free ourselves from all these destructive mindsets, they don't have control of us anymore. Hello, Sissy. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, I'm trying to get up to 10,000 followers on this thing. Me and TikTok are going round and round. But that's okay. They're another digital Diablo that we have to work with to get the message out. So I'm trying to get up to the 10,000 likes so I can, like, get you all on the same platform from a streaming. Well, if you're afraid for your daughter and you're not walking in faith, what are you manifesting, honey? Okay? Don't be afraid. You just believe that she's going to be fine. And you believe that she's here for a divine purpose. And you believe that she is protected. Don't be afraid, because afraid brings that very thing in. You be confident. You be strong. Okay? Yes. You be confident. You be strong. And no matter what, it'll be okay. So, you guys, let's talk about what was it? What was the next thing? Oh, trauma. It's the trauma. The trauma drama llama. Ah! I want to scream. Okay, first of all, we need to get a handle on the truth of trauma. And before you get pissed off at me when I say this, wait until I explain, okay? It's not your trauma. It's not. No, you didn't deserve it. It wasn't personal, even though it felt personal. Because that's what actually trauma was created to do. But it was never yours. Just like it was never the person who gave it to you. Or even the person that gave it to them. Or even the person that gave it to them. If it wouldn't have been you, it would have been somebody else, because the person who gave it to you didn't understand their emotions. They didn't understand their value. So they took a trauma, who we don't even know where it came from, where it originated. They took it and they said, oh, what have I done? Why do I deserve this? You don't. You didn't. It wasn't about you. I know it feels like it. You didn't deserve it. Neither did the person that gave it to you. Neither did the person that gave it to them. Now, once you see trauma for what it is, which is an entity that has a life of its own. I do, Shayna, but not tonight, I'm not doing them. Guys, for readings, I do readings on YouTube on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights usually. Yes, it is. But see, you can also help your kids understand that hurt people hurt people. Alright? And they don't understand their hurt, and they don't understand what they're doing. A lot of us don't. A lot of us don't understand what we're doing when we carry on the trauma. When we know we're traumatized and we keep, oh, it's my trauma. But it's not your trauma. And when you hold on to it as yours, it traumatizes others. Yeah, it will. They are mean. They are mean, but it's not about you. It's about him. Okay? It's about him not understanding himself. What you need to understand, Philly, is that you have the ability to stop the cycle right here, right now with your children. And help them understand that it isn't about them. That daddy has a problem. He doesn't understand. Okay? It's not like they mean to do this to us. Well, sometimes they do. I mean, I can't say that. They don't know how to break the program. Okay? Because they don't know anything else. They've never seen it. And because they're emotionally damaged, because they've taken the trauma on as their own, instead of seeing it for what it is, something that has a life of its own, that doesn't belong to any of us, until we accept it. Does that make sense? And once we see it for what it is, we have to stop the patterns within ourselves. I mean, we have to go beyond just seeing the patterns to heal it. We have to actively stop doing the things that we think. Well, here's the way trauma goes, okay? like, I'm not going to be like my father, right? So you totally go the opposite way than your parents did. And when you do that, you're going to notice that there's this rebound, all right? By you absolutely not being like your parents and having that resolve. Usually what happens is we bing and bong every generation. Even we express the trauma differently, even though it's the same trauma. And what we have to do is recognize our trauma patterns that we carry out to other people and stop doing that. Like when people say, oh, da 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 da. Pay attention. Okay, if we have those trauma patterns, and we know we have those trauma patterns, we have to actively be aware of our energy and how we're making others feel. Okay? So, it's like, and some people that when you are actively aware, and you are healed, let me tell you right now, it's really going to piss people off. They're not going to like it. They're not going to want to believe it. So you're actually, when you become healed, you're going to become a target. So get ready for it. Well, thank you, honey. Thank you. So get ready for it. I mean, all of a sudden, you could be literally minding your own business, buying blueberries in a grocery store, and somebody will come up and be nasty to you because of your energy, because of your truth. People can feel it. But don't worry about it. Don't take it personally. Understand the trauma. It's not about you. It's not even about them. And this is, look up the Native American term Wetiko, W-E-T-I-K-O. And that's what trauma is. Literally, that's what trauma is. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a snake eating its own tail. And we're literally feeding it. And we don't realize it. But once we see it, it gives us the opportunity to make it quit. You have the ability to heal your family line. You have the ability to stop the trauma, to stop the pain. Simply by not allowing it to affect you because you see it clearly. You understand it. It's not yours. It's not theirs. We don't even know where the hell it came from. Yeah, they will, Philly. They will have a lot of narcissistic traits, okay? This is how narcissists are made from trauma. I mean, they're very sad individuals. And one of these days, we're going to see them for what they are, which is sad individuals. Yes, we are. But see, you're probably a healer, Jennifer. Because if you're a healer, narcissists know they need healing. Alright? And quite honestly, the term narcissist is thrown around a lot. Because we all have narcissistic tendencies in fight or flight mode. Alright? So we can all display narcissistic tendencies if when we're acting out our trauma. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are a narcissist just because those tendencies appear. Well, the fact that you question yourself all the time should tell you something right there. Okay? If you actually worry about being narcissistic, don't worry about being a narcissist. Okay? Because the first thing a narcissist is going to do is, no, you're crazy. Then you're okay, trust me. Anybody have any questions? But this is all the start to opening up the amazing within you, so you don't need people like me. You start trusting yourself. You start living in your own power. You understand that you are psychic. You understand that you are amazing. All of a sudden the paranormal becomes normal like it's supposed to be. You can talk to your own dead people. That easy. I'm not pulling cards today, honey. This is a coffee talk. I'll pull cards at different times, so make sure you guys follow and get notifications if you do, because it ain't no telling when I'm gonna just say, okay, I got time, let's throw some. So I'm trying to also get up to 10,000 followers so I can do the live stream from one platform, and I can work with everybody at the same time. But blessed be, oh, hey, look who came to join us. Speaking of blessed be, well, I can to a point. Usually it's about a superpower that you don't know you have because you think it's a weakness and you just haven't got the right perspective of it yet. So I'd have to work with you one-on-one to figure out what that is, but all blockages are just a misunderstanding of self, really. Yeah. Well, just be strong, Philly, for your babies, you know. This is Houdini. This is Houdini. We call him Deanie or Beanie, one or the other. Call him Beanie because of these toe beans. See the toe beans? He got toe beans. You know a cat loves you when you can play with his toe beans. And this guy is just so awesome. He is. Yeah, he'll pet himself. If you put it, like when I put my knuckles up here, he'll literally pet himself. See? Yeah, he is. He's awesome. I love this guy. Yes. Oh, cats are amazing. I mean, every little living thing is just, you know, they're like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. We're all connected to everything, even the rocks and trees, for fuck's sake. So, a bearded dragon, those are kind of cool. I had a snake once, Burmese python. Yeah, I do too, most of them. But I'm not a big snake fan, though. So, I mean, I have a wonderful, wonderful amount of healthy respect for them. I'm one of those people, like if I'm walking down and there's a snake, okay, that's your territory. I'll go 20 miles around. I'm good with that, you know? So, okay, Beanie. Oh, how can you not love that? Yeah, bearded dragons are kind of cool. Yeah. But, animals are important. Animals will tell you a lot about your energy, but a lot of people say, hey, you know, if you're this kind of person, the animals are just going to be automatically attracted to you. Do you know, animals have trauma too? So some of them won't be. Some of them, animals too, will be intimidated by certain energies. Okay. Oh, and there's another thing I want to talk about tonight too. And that would be, cutting people out. Cutting people out. You guys, as long as we're breathing, you may cut people out because you have to at this moment, but anybody can change at any time, and we gotta, you know, we change on a regular basis. So, just because you cut them out now doesn't mean they'll catch up or won't catch up, or it doesn't mean that later on things won't come back together. So when people say, oh, cutting people out, you know, you really don't cut anybody out until you pass on. And then pretty much everybody's cut out. Until then, everybody has hope. And we got to be able to give it to them, okay? So, go ahead and protect your energy the way you feel you need to. Because we all have a job to do. Okay, I'm not giving readings tonight, guys. I'm doing coffee talks. So, you know, Allison, all you have to do if you want to talk to these people is go into your mind and sit on a park bench and call them to you. Be there in that moment with them, because I guarantee you they'll come. Every time you call their name, they're there. Every time you think of him, he's there. And sometimes they show up without us thinking about them, because we'll be going and doing things, so going through our day, and then boom, out of the blue, some memory will hit us. That's them showing up, going, hey, I'm thinking about you. It's time for you to start thinking about me too. Because they're there. They're not gone. That's what I mean. They're actually, honestly, they're on a plane of existence about 3 feet above this one. Alright? And one of the reasons why I don't like doing the whole medium thing is because they're everywhere. Just like walking through New York City, okay? They're everywhere. Those energies are everywhere. Even, I'll have to explain about split consciousnesses at some time. I did that. You become independent, not codependent, because codependent is setting you up for a fall, honestly, because well, it's something I really don't have a lot of time to unpack. And that's a biggie, the codependency, and in how many ways we're actually codependent and don't realize it. I can make a whole coffee talk just on that alone. Yeah? Okay, well, it's a good time for them to put their big girl and boy panties on and learn to stand on their own damn 2 feet. Because codependency is not good, and enabling codependency, that'll wear you out, sweetheart. That'll wear you out. Trust me, because when you enable codependency, they're becoming that vampire. Because that's all they're doing is sucking, sucking, sucking. Yeah, okay. I get it. It makes your heart ache. But, are you ready to do that for all their lives? It's going to make your heart ache more when, like, if you're a mama and you have 30-year-old children living in their basement because they haven't learned how to stand on their own 2 feet. Just think about the bigger picture, okay? Yeah. No, one of the best things that you can do for people is to teach them how to be independent. Teach them how to depend on spirit first and themselves second. Alright? Because one of the things that, yes, it is. It's important for us all to be independent. But to be able to count on each other to show up to co-create. Alright? This is one of the things that aggravates me about people looking for love. Hold on a minute. People don't understand that if you're looking for love, you're going to go into a codependent relationship. If you feel the need to be loved, automatically you're going into a codependent relationship. Alright? Let me explain. When you're not looking for love, that's usually when it happens. And that's when you don't bring needy. Because if you're looking for somebody to fill that part of you, well, hello, Mr. Reeves, and welcome. Happy New Year. When you're looking for somebody to fill that part of you, then you're actually becoming a drain, a burden. When you realize that you come fully packed from the beginning you came to this earth, and you don't need anything, and you start living your truth, which is abundant, which is healed, which is healthy, which is a gift. And you bring that into a relationship, because most people go into relationships for what they can get, okay? What can I get from this relationship? Instead of, what can I bring to this person to where we can both be better than what we are? What kind of gifts can we co-create with together to bring joy to everyone? That's when you become a gift. That's when a relationship works. When you not only have faith in yourself, and you're strong and confident in yourself and your abilities, to where you can fan the flames of the amazing of the person beside you, that's a relationship that's going to work. Whereas if you're going into a codependent relationship, needing something, then their security is going to make you feel insecure. And then the jealousy sets in, and then the blah, 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 you know, all that nasty stuff. So, if you're out there looking for love, you're going to find a codependent relationship. If you're out there being the love that you know you are, I mean, truly being what you were created to be, and rocking that shit, what happens is you attract that kind of person to you. Now, you will also attract, especially if you're a healer, you'll also attract the wounded. You will. You'll attract them by droves, because they're going to feel that energy. But you're here to help the wounded heal as well. But not by letting them become dependent on you and your amazingness, because that'll suck you dry. You know what I'm saying? There's people out there that are not ready to heal, but they will show up every day and every day and every day because of their trauma, to allow you to make them feel better about themselves in that instance. But when we enable because they're not ready to heal, it doesn't push them into healing any quicker. It just kind of masks it for the moment. And then there's the people out there really wanting to heal, really wanting to be happy, really not afraid of change. Those are the ones that we need to concentrate on. If that makes sense. Those are the ones we really need to be an example for. And even the ones who are not ready to heal, we need to be an example for. And yes, you're going to be, and healing is a process, because as long as we're alive around unhealed people, we're going to have something to heal from if we're doing our job right, which is loving. Because hurt people, and there's a lot of hurt people out there. But if we're doing our job right, which is loving, we're human. We're going to get hurt. We're going to get disappointed. But that's okay. Pain has never hurt anyone. Never killed anyone. Pain does not kill people. It's what our brain does with it that makes our body shut down. So this is another thing we need to do as humans. We need to start understanding what these emotions are about, all right? Anger. Everybody hates anger, but you know, we don't see it clearly. Anger is just another expression of love. Because you wouldn't be angry if you didn't care to begin with. Anger is another expression of love. But see, we've learned as a society that anger is bad. It's better to go out to chase the 3 Ps, which is actually 25 megahertz below anger. You know, all those things below the waist. That's all good, right? Even though it's a lower vibration than anger. Anger is another expression of love. Because if you didn't have love, you wouldn't be angry. People aren't getting this. But instead of seeing it for the truth of it, we take offense to it. Because we've been trained to. So we put on our mask of our true emotions. Because we've been taught that they're not good, or they're not this, and they're not that. And let me tell you what, every one of your emotions are there for a reason. Even the traumatized people, every one of their emotions are there for a reason, to try and tell them something. But we've learned not to listen. And it's time not only to start listening, but to start understanding. When we start understanding, we realize 2 things. Number 1, we don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You can go out there and study all you want to and know everything you feel you need to, and it still will not be enough. Promise. Here's the thing about knowing. Knowledge isn't as much power as we think it is. It's actually a box. It's a box of other people's understanding of truth. Knowledge is something that we collect from outside of ourselves, right? We collect it from outside of ourselves. Wisdom is the understanding that comes from within. That eternal atomic memory that you guys have, that's wisdom. And it's a hell of a lot smarter than anybody's expression of their understanding. Because with knowledge, you only go so far. Once you know, you know. You know? You can't grow anymore once you know. That's it. Ceiling. Knowing sucks. However, understanding, there is no ceiling. Understanding and wisdom, which comes from within, not from without, where knowledge comes from. That's the world programming you, this knowledge. Now, where it's good is a good guide, alright? I'm not knocking knowledge altogether, because it's a good guide. What I am asking you to do is take the knowledge and let your heart guide you to what is true. Buddha said something very, very, very important once. And he said, no matter what you read, no matter what you hear, no matter what comes from the outside of you, if it doesn't feel right to your soul, don't listen to it. Even if I said it. And you know, I sat back and I thought, damn. I'm going to have to check into this little happy fat guy. I think I like the way he thinks. Hello, Ruby. Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Tiffany. Welcome, BB. So, don't ever discount knowledge, but just see it for what it is. It's somebody else's idea of wisdom or truth or... So, read it. You know, the things that ring true to you, just know that when something resonates with you, it's already a truth that's inside you. Alright? When you hear it, it's like, ding. You already know that shit. That's why it's like, ah! There you go. You already know it. It's just like a memory waker-upper. You're so freaking amazing, and we don't even know all the possibilities that we hold. And we may never know. But I'm tired of people telling me what I can't. Because, I'll take that box and bust it. And I don't know about you guys, but yes, our spirits know the truth exactly, Michelle. Well, that's what I mean. We're all on the different paths of learning how to listen again because we've been firmly programmed to not listen. I'm going to recommend somebody. His name is Greg Braden, and he's actually a scientist, and you can find him on YouTube. He has some amazing series. He's actually proving what I've been talking about for 15 years that people have called me crazy about. So I have quite an affinity to Greg Braden because I'm like, yes! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you know, all this. All you people that call me, you know, I'm human, we have ego, come on. We're all there. You know, we've all been there. But anyway, and after we have that feeling and we have that ego there, you know, we settle down and we like, okay, this is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's finally happening. It's finally happening. People can heal. So, you know, but it's still aggravating when you know things and you share them and people got, everybody's on this bandwagon, so you must be wrong. And psychology. Sorry. Anyway. Baby girl, I'm not doing readings tonight. We're doing coffee talks. In case you haven't noticed, I don't have my cards. This is where we talk about how you don't need me because you're so fucking amazing. Alright? This is the part where we talk about that. tomorrow. I'm sorry. We all go through depression at some point or another. I mean, we all do. Because we're human. And sometimes people don't get it. And sometimes people just don't care because they're big-ass meanies that don't want to understand. Well, hockey, that's a hard one right now. What kind of bullying? I mean, I think you should ask your parents on that one because I had a rule with my daughter that there's no excuse for fighting, but there is every excuse for defending yourself. Verbal, they're just words. Alright, they're just words. They're just hurt people trying to hurt people. Do you feel like what they're saying is true? I mean, if you know they're full of shit, you should just laugh and go on and realize that it's their problem. I mean, sometimes it's better to be lonely than be around assholes. So you're not losing anything, hockey. Yeah, I never fit in either. Seriously, I was a gorgeous young woman. And they used to call me names. And they used to do really bad things. Because you play sports? Are you good at it? Because quite honestly, sports people just have this mentality. They do. It's like they're all mean to each other. Like, you know, it's that competition thing. And when you compete, competing's not really that good. Everybody thinks it's good, but competition is actually the need to want to win is actually slightly, I hate to use the word demonic consciousness. Because the truth is, we should want everybody to win. And I don't mean, oh, show up, get your fucking trophy shit. That's crazy. I'm not doing readings today. Okay, this is coffee talk up here. It does not say free readings. I love you guys. Wanda. It will if you make it. I mean, for you, just don't count on anybody else to be part of your Valentine's Day. It'll go exactly as you planned. Otherwise, let go and just let it be what it will be. And are very unique, yes. And a lot of them, you know what they do with those unique souls? They give them isms. Like ADHD or schizophrenia or this or that, and then they put them on drugs and make them feel broken. See this face? This is the psychology thing. You know what Native Americans used to do with people like that? Does anybody know? Hi from Las Vegas. Well, then do that. The only thing stopping you from doing that is you. Honestly. Hope? No. It's already yours. Your hand is through the board. It's all about you, boo. Anyway. So, did anybody know what the Native Americans did to those kind of people? Because it definitely wasn't, you know, give them a bunch of drugs and tell them they were broken. You know what those people grew up to be? Oh, they valued their uniqueness so much that special people like that was called shaman. When they saw a child like that, the shamans took them and they taught them. And they became shamans. True story. Look it up. It's because those kind of special people that don't fit in, they truly are the special people. All these people out there wanting to be like everybody else, to be special, they're all the freaking same. Everybody that's out there wanting to be special are all the same. And just the want to be special. Because they're not looking in the mirror and not realizing that you already are. Alright? You came here to do something that no one else can do. Spirit gave you a job, and only you can do it. I can't do it for you. I got my own job to do. I got my own magic to rock. I got my own thing. And you have yours too. And once you rock your own thing, and you start living in your authenticity, and you take off those masks that society tells you you have to put on, that's when magic happens. I don't know, Philly. What are you drawn to? I mean, what really, 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 really would you love to do? Since you were a child, I mean, what have you always been drawn to as a... I can guarantee you that you probably already know. Guarantee you probably already know. But, Philly, you can get a hold of me on Facebook, and we can talk about it. You guys, I'm like on here like 3 times a week. Seriously, I'm on here 3 times a week, maybe. I'm on YouTube a couple of times a week. Most of the time, I'm at home, just talking to people. So I have more time off of this thing to deal with you one-on-one than I do when I'm on it. Okay, so I can't like talk to everybody one-on-one. If you have questions about your spirit, about your, how to find, you know, your love, your uniqueness. And I will tell you this. A lot of people get up in the morning and they think about all the things they have to get done for themselves. When you get up and you ask Spirit, what am I supposed to do for you today? Put Spirit first. Let Spirit guide you through your day. That's when you're going to notice a big difference in your life. Because that's when you give up the idea of control. Control is an illusion, by the way, and I don't care if it's your emotions, I don't care if it's your life, I don't care what. Control is an illusion spouted by fools, but required by the tyrannical. Think about that for a minute. Okay? Yes. So, the highest vibration a human can reach without coming apart at the seams is actually authenticity. Now, we've learned so much how to desire a result. Oh, I want this. Here we go with that want again. So I'm going to put on this mask so I can get this person to do exactly what I want him to so I can have this. That's manipulation. Seriously. Lacey, I can pick up a million things from you, honey. We all can. So, I want you guys to think about this as you're going through your day, because one of the things that I constantly fight with people with is this idea of react versus respond. Because I hate this argument. Reaction is honest 100% of the time, whether it's right or wrong. Right or wrong is an opinion, at least it's real. And one or two things going to happen. You're either going to be reacting from your divine ego, which isn't always nice. Seriously. You ever pissed off an angel? Think about it. That divine ego isn't always nice, because the divine ego has both the dark and the light wisdom in it. Doesn't mean you'll always have to act from that dark wisdom, but sometimes you're going to have to. Because sometimes that's what it takes to balance a situation, because natural and happy is balanced. It's not pushing one way or the other. Like all these people that are out there, nature is balanced. All these people out there that are pushing the positive, only positive, 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 positive. Since nature is balanced and everybody's out there trying to be positive, we all have angels. Mine shows up in my aura picture. If you go on Facebook, you'll see it. It's standing right behind me. It's like, ah! I didn't even see it for 6 months, guys. Seriously, I didn't even see it for 6 months. I was like so... it was sitting on my desk and I was so upset. I was so upset and I was crying and I okay, let me tell you before I tell you this story. I see things simply. Okay? There's God. That eternal wisdom contains both dark wisdom and light wisdom. Okay, there's God. And then there's the 4D, or the universe, which is the messenger realm. It contains all the things that are both etherical and physical. Not necessarily physical, but have the ability to be physical. It's like angels and demons and aliens and spirits and spirit guides, and that's where they all live. They're messengers. Every one of those are messengers, even demons. So we have that realm, and then we have us. And basically, the universe, as I see it, is the collective consciousness of not only people and things who have been physical, but the angelic realm, guides, everything like that, who have never been physical, but they're still messengers in the jelly that holds everything together. We look at things as angels and demons and this and that, and like to see things as good and bad instead of necessary. Everything is here for a divine purpose. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. And once we learn to accept that and understand that nature and happy comes from balance and not pushing the narrative for our ego, for our outcome, that's when magic happens. when you're not afraid to bring that boomba, baby. Because sometimes that is what it takes. For instance, energy is energy, right? We can look, and this here's an example I use. An explosion. Great big ba-boom-ba, right? Now, we would see that as a very bad thing if it was in the middle of a building of people. An explosion would be bad, right? But if we take that same energy and put it over here on a fire well that's on fire or an oil well, that explosion will put that fire out. Okay? So don't let people tell you, your anger only hurts you. No, bitch. Come here, let me show you. Let me show you how wrong you are. Okay? But let me tell you something. For me to really get angry, somebody's got to be pushing. Somebody's really got to be pushing. Because I just don't. You know? Oh, you're welcome, Lise. As a Scorpio, oh, I love Scorpios. You guys are the fire sign, those are the water signs. I love Scorpio energy. You're so naughty. You put two Scorpios in a room, you better watch out. They are so naughty. It's funny. Saggy, another fire sign. Woo! Sagittarius, I'll tell you what, man. Saggies can be amazing. A healed Saggy is a force to reckon with. I mean, literally, a force to reckon with. But an unhealed one, oh, you better hit the dirt because those motherfuckers are dangerous. Seriously. Yeah. No, Scorpio's water, but you're the fire signs of the water. You're the one with all the steam. Yeah, I know what Scorpio is. I'm Cancer. I'm a water sign too. Yes, in astrology. Oh, that's another thing. I am Gemini rising, Cancer sun, Leo moon, and my Venus is in Virgo. Hi, Mom. So, the wonderful thing... Oh, wow, it's really snowing out, guys. The wonderful thing about all the elements is we're all of them. And when we don't limit ourselves to certain ideas of what we are, we have the ability to use them all. Every one of them. So, I'm actually a water sign that appears as a fire sign. That makes sense. But really inside with the Gemini rising, I'm constantly in my head. People say, oh, you have ADHD because I can do three things at once, literally. A lot of people think that I'm like some kind of mage or sage or I don't know. People love to put me in a box, and I promise you, if you try to put me in a box and figure me out, I'm going to break that box because somewhere down the line, I'm just not going to fit in it. And guess what? Somewhere down the line, you're not going to fit in the boxes that people create for you either. And that's okay. You're not supposed to. So for all of you that get bullied, and for all of you that feel like you don't belong, I got a message for you. Not only do you belong, but you're here for a very special reason. And that's to see that you don't belong because you're special. Just rock it. Just rock exactly who you're supposed to be. And don't be ashamed of it. But, yeah, back to being authenticity. And the difference between responding and reacting. Because responding, you have a desired outcome in mind, honestly. Which means that you need that control. Instead of just answering the energy and being what it's supposed to be. That's how accountability happens. Yes, just rock it. That's how accountability happens, because if we're out there putting on our mask of niceness, what we're doing is we're letting the bad guy get away with it. We're literally turning the other cheek. You know, that old saying, turn the other cheek. Well, sometimes I will, and sometimes I won't. Depends. Because life isn't about rules. They're about moments and situations, and only you can decide what the right thing to do to bring balance is. Whether it's bringing the boomba or bringing the love. Okay? So I'm not going to judge you for your anger. If you have it there, there's a reason for it. And whether it's toxic ego anger or what I call righteous anger, time will decide. But if it's there, we should be able to express it. And remember and understand that anger is another expression of love. So now when somebody gets angry at me, eventually, so I'm human. I'm still working through my own little programmings too. So it's natural now for me to react defensively. But it doesn't take me long to come back to the truth of who I am. And to see it for what it is. That person is telling me they love me. I'm going to listen. So, with that being said, guys, there's so much out there about ourselves that it's just so amazing, it's so misunderstood. And once we understand ourselves and live in our authenticity, you're going to see things change in big ways. You're going to see magic and miracles happen. Or you're going to get your ass kicked and you're going to learn, maybe that's not the right way. But that's okay too. Don't be afraid to get your ass kicked. Don't be afraid. Just remember, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and don't allow innocence to be victimized. As long as you're doing those, and you have those authentic emotions, you bring them, honey, okay? And don't let anybody tell you that you should feel bad about them. Don't ever let anybody tell you that they're weak, because I'm going to say it again. If your emotions were so weak, that little traumatized child that's inside of you would not be strong enough to be kicking your ass for the rest of your life. So we've been lied to on our emotions. So our emotions are actually one of the biggest super forces that we have in manifestation. Literally. Like, whether we manifest from fear or faith, all has to do with our emotions. And if you go on Authentically Alice, I actually have a cone on there that has all the frequencies of our emotions listed and what they are, so we can actually see what we're vibrating at on a regular, which, you know, happy, sad, depressed, whatever. And we can actually it makes it easier for us to identify the basis of maybe why we're there, especially if it's a lower vibration, so we can bring it back up. But here's the thing, we have to look at it honestly, guys. And a lot of people have a hard time looking at their past because they have shame, or they have this, or they have that, or they have regret, or, oh my God, I was so stupid, I can't believe it, I can't ever admit that in public type shit. Yeah, that kind of pride, I ain't got none of that. So you're probably going to hear some shit coming out of my mouth that you wouldn't expect other people to hear. But, you know, Authentically Alice is authentic for a reason. Anyway, what I was going to tell you about the universe and stuff like that, I got sidetracked. So I see the universe as finite, and that's where the spirit guides, the angels, the demons, the ETs, whatever you want to put in there that isn't quite physical. So I yell at the universe. I am so freaking real with the universe. I will cuss at the universe. I will throw my little 2-year-old tantrum. But before I do it, I tell them, okay, here comes my ego. But y'all fucking deserve it, so better get ready for it. And then what that does is the universe, because I have some big energy, and the universe kind of puts a bubble around me, so there's not a lot of, you know, if anything happens, it's just going to come back on me. And usually when I throw my little shit fits to the universe, I can hear it chuckling at me. I can hear it chuckling at me going, it's okay, honey, we love you anyway. You know, it's kind of like that. So I am so raw and real with the universe because it's like this. I see all these people doing the pious prayers. Oh, and they try to be so good in front of God and everybody, and it's like, you don't think God sees you? Dude, listen, if you can't be real with God, if you don't understand that, you know, it's a bad idea to try to pull one over on that spirit, if there's anybody you should be real with, it should be that. Should be. Alright? So, I'm not going to get before spirit and tell him, oh, I've forgiven this and I've forgiven that. Because if you have pain in your heart, if you still have pain in your heart, you haven't forgiven yet. If you think about somebody or something and you still feel that pain, you haven't forgiven yet. So to go out there and say, I've forgiven them, alright, God's gonna know. I'll be here, Hockey Lord. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever y'all do on TikTok. I'm just getting used to it, so you know, when we learn that we can't light a spirit and we become raw and honest there first, it makes it a lot easier for us to become raw and honest with ourselves and other people. Hi from Indiana. Welcome, Cindy. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about what's coming up. It's just like, there's so much inside of me that needs to come out. It's not even funny. And there's so much that I've held back for so long that's, yeah, I'm going to start puking truths here. And it's going to make some people a little bit nervous, but some people are going to run with it, and it's going to free them. And most people, they're like, oh, I never thought about it that way before. Yeah, that's why I'm here. And I actually, yeah, I have a bit of a different perspective. I'm not a bandwagon person. I'm not, I'll stand toe-to-toe with people, leading people in the wrong direction. I'm not afraid of that. I stand up to Google, I stand up to Facebook, I'll stand up to the freaking president. Oh, put me in a Put me in a room for, I was going to say 5 minutes, and I'll make it 10. With some of these people. Some people say, no, I only need 5. Yeah, I only need 5 too, but I'm going to make it hurt. I'm going to make it hurt. So, you know, there's some people that, and people say, they could kill you. Oh yeah? Well, that's going to be a grand adventure. With what I know, honey, I'm going to be one holy banshee. And that's okay too. I'm ready. You know, I won't be so heavy with this meat suit. And that being said, let's talk about ghosts, okay? So many people are afraid of ghosts. Why? Why are people afraid of ghosts? Seriously, is anybody afraid of ghosts? Because I love watching these ghost hunters that, like, go in there and looking for ghosts and demons and all this shit. And what's the first thing they do when they actually find what they're looking for? And run. And I think it's so funny. It just makes me giggle. I'm like, hey, you wusses. So I want to know, how many people are nervous at the idea of spirits and ghosts and demons? And why? They can. They can. They trick you. Okay. They can trick you, yes. The unknown. Okay, that's a good answer. Demons, free. Yeah, they are kind of freaky. But you know what? They have no power here. I am more afraid of somebody sitting right next to me in a meat suit. They're more dangerous. Alright? The people right here, right now, are more dangerous than any of that stuff. Any of it. Okay? No, ghosts and spirits and demons, they're all the same thing. They're all the same thing. They are. Some of them. But here, I'm going to say it again. Alright? Demons are actually here for divine work. Because there is nothing that'll scare you right back to spirit quicker than one of those ugly little motherfuckers, let me tell you. Ooh, I started seeing them when I was like 6 years old. I got kind of thrown into that. Can I explain to you how to connect? First, you have to realize you're already connected. Alright? And in how many ways you're connected, and how we connect every day and don't even realize it. Because when we understand that this is already a part of us, well, that's okay. You're not missing anything, Philly. Consider it a blessing sometimes, because once you see them, you can't stop seeing them. Literally, they are consistently over here, you know. If one goes in front of my vision, that's when I pay attention. But we are the masters of this world. This is my energy. Yours is your energy. You control it. You own it. Yeah? You can feel it. You can feel the energy of a demon compared to the energy of your lost loved ones. Which, see, here's why I like to tell you, you know, you all can talk to your own dead people because you know their energy more than I do, and I can be fooled easier than you can. So I'm not really into contacting, but I'll do it because I'm not really afraid of demons, but it just gets sticky, okay? Can be a sticky situation. The other day, I actually got a surprise because I thought I was gonna connect to a child who had been abused. So, when I called that energy to me, and an angel showed up, I was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, how am I going to explain this to the family? But that child was an angel from, I mean, always was. They're not in the past. It's just a different dimension because to spirit there is no past, present, or future. Okay, time is something that man created. And I call it a misery program because the identification of time makes us do one thing. It always makes us feel like we're wasting it. We have to do something with it. Or worry about the future. We're always thinking about the past or worried about the future so much that we're never in the present, and the present is the only thing that counts. So when I think about time, I think about a constant. Alright? I can't do anything about the past, but it's still part of me. I can't do anything about the future, but I can do something about the now to make it the best foundation for a better future. So if I'm present in the right now, where all the magic is and all my power is, instead of the worry that time brings about the past or the future, then I have the ability to create a better everything in the here and now. Because I don't have any power to do anything about here. I don't have any power to do anything about there. But I do have power to do exactly what I need to do right here. But we can't be right here if we're worried about here or here. And that's why they created time, to make sure we don't embrace this moment where the magic is, where the truth is. The only place where we can make a difference is right here, right now. Now, when we get into responsible co-creation, where we use this moment to make it good for everybody involved, not make it about us, but make it for, about everybody involved. What's good for everybody? And sometimes that isn't what I would think would be best for me, because like I said, I'm an INFJ. I'm really introverted. This is the last thing in my life I ever wanted to do, was get up in front of people. But sometimes we have to do what it takes to make it the best moment for everybody involved. I have things I have to share. To do that, I have to sit up here and be my uncomfortable self. Yes. So you know what I'm talking about then, Michelle. It's like, I don't want to make it about me. This is about you, because we're always the ones in the back being the cheerleader. We're the ones that want to sit in the dark quietly and let somebody else shine. Unfortunately, I wasn't meant to do that, because, trust me, I'd rather. But people aren't wanting. Einstein said if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. And I've been trying to explain it to adults for many, many years. So now I'm trying to find a bunch of 5-year-olds to see if they can they can get what I'm saying. Because I think the secret is in the innocence, in the simplicity, because the truth is always simple. What complicates the truth is our ego. We have to make it my truth. No, no, bitch, that's an opinion. You know, we have taken truth and we've filtered it through so many different filters to make it my truth. If it's your truth, it's your opinion of the truth. Okay, it's your brand of the truth. That doesn't mean that there's a base truth to everything. Alright, if it's not true for every man, woman, and child on this planet, then you can't call it a divine truth. You need to call it an opinion. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, which is what children are good at, that divine truth, because they're so simple, they're not complicated with ego and pain and all the bullshit that we actually teach them. When you live from that space, you get a whole new perspective. Whole new perspective. And it brings energies to you that would be surprising. So, be in this moment. This is where the magic is. This is where we can do something. Don't be afraid of ghosts and spirits and all that stuff, because they have no power here unless you give it to them. Don't open up to fear. Okay? If there's something you're afraid of, face that fear, because that little bit of fear, that's not faith, totally the opposite wrong, is what lets in all that bad stuff. Fear, worry, concern, all that, all those things. It's just the beginning of tragedy. Okay? It could be the beginning of illness. It could be the beginning of you manifesting mayhem, which causes your body more stress and your heart more stress and your mind more stress. So, take the magic of this moment and build the best you can. Build the best you can. Because this is all we got right here. We're not promised the next one. Yes. Okay? Alright, guys. I don't know how long I've been on here. But I did like 5 hours last night. Oh my goodness, on YouTube. I did 5 hours of readings on YouTube, guys. And I keep telling people, please, please, guys, I'm only on here twice a week. I can't do it all right here, right now. We have Co-Creation Station on Facebook, which is a group that we created so that people who are trying to use their gifts can come in there and practice. We set it up to where people can ask questions if they need a reading. Now, me and Dawn will, you know, get to the readings, either me or Dawn, or me and Dawn, depends. She's had her hands full lately, so we'll get to the readings of whoever, so you'll definitely get one from one or both of us. And then there's also other people in there practicing and learning how to, as somebody said, you know, how do I learn to connect? How do I, well, you come into a group like this and you practice. All right? Because everybody has their different ways that they connect to their spirit. Everybody has their own way that spirit talks to them. It's, and that's what we need practice for, because that's how we fine-tune the gifts. And my gift isn't going to be quite the same as yours. But that's how we learn to trust ourselves as well. So we really need volunteers in there willing to get readings from people who are trying to find themselves. And we also need people in there willing to be okay with being wrong as they're honing their skills, okay? Because it's not about right or wrong. It's about understanding yourself and how magnificent and awesome and beautiful you are, and how much power you have to create this reality, all right? We're supposed to be taking the truth of what's inside of us and creating our reality instead of letting our reality create us. We need to flip that shit. We do. We need to flip it right on its ass. And we have the ability to do that together, okay? Now, it's a new thing that we're trying to do here. So, there's going to be times where I fuck it up, and there's going to be times when other fucks it up, but it's a learning experience, so we need to not go, you know, oh, blah, blah, blah. Because, yeah, we need to really support each other and help each other grow instead of bringing jealousy or envy or any of that, because there's just no room for it in co-creation, in responsible co-creation. All right, everybody wins. So, Co-Creation Station on Facebook. It's CO-Creation Station. And there's Authentically Alice on Facebook. And you guys can, like, send me a message, whatever. There's also the merging of Authentically Alice and Dustin. There's like 20 million places you can reach me. There's YouTube, there's... So, I am going to say goodnight for now, guys. I love you. I have all the faith in the world in you. Probably even more than you have in yourself. Readings, I do them on YouTube. I think I'm going to make it 7 p.m. So far it's Saturday and Wednesday nights. I think I'm going to do them at 7 p.m. And usually I'm streaming to YouTube as well, but for some reason Streamlag really screwed up on me. So I'm going to have to copy it from here, put it on there. But thank you guys for joining me. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. That's my goal. So any help, any shares, I'm going to put, like I said, I'm going to copy this and put it on YouTube. So any shares from my YouTube channel, because I am so shadow banned. They don't like truth tellers. They don't want you to be free, because when you're free, you're not going to spend all your time on these things looking for validation, because you won't need that shit. When you're free, you're not going to spend all your time on these things looking for validation, because you won't need that shit all the time, every time. And don't make a victim. Whatever you do, don't make a victim of the innocent, okay? Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and don't make a victim. With that being said, blessed be blessed. Namaste. I'll see you next Monday, 7 p.m. Bye-bye.